What's up? I'm going to record a new video for a FPS framework. So what we're going to do first is we're going to want a gun model, and I like to choose random gun models. So we'll do AKM. That'll work, and we'll just get the finest AKM I can find on the free market. Paste that on in. Great. We'll use every bit of this. So we'll take that. We only want the model. We don't care about anything else. Perfection. To save time, I'm going to take the aim part, and we're just going to name that AKM. And then we're going to throw it back a bit. We're just going to resize this to 111, not 11. That would probably take a lot of time and a lot of space. Anyway, that's good to go. Take all that, and we'll just drop and paste this into the AKM. Great. And, most first-person shooters have people shooting the gun, so we're going to want arms. So we'll paste this in. I'll show you a quick mini tutorial in this tutorial. Let's do 4 for 4. Great. Solid. Bring it up. We'll go into here, and we'll change this to 0.5. We're going to duplicate that, just to save time. This is kind of a speed build thing. Take this, come up, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Move, please. And we'll copy, paste. So we'll take all 4 of these, drop them down here, take this, boop, and boop. Good to go. All that's done. We'll find the size of these. Instead of 4, I guess we'll do 8. That was the wrong 8. We'll do 4. And here we'll do, 8. And here we'll also do 8. And that, take that, and we'll do 8. And that, and that, and that. And we'll call those 8. That's 8. Solid. And then we'll union this. Bam. We'll reduce it down to the size I need. That didn't work. We'll just copy and paste it a couple of times and union them together. That'll work. Do it one more time because we want a longer arm. Perfection. We'll just union that together. We will use part color, and we're just gonna give it a nice PG arm color, something simple, but not too simple. Here we go, perfect. And we're just gonna copy this. We're gonna take both the AK and the arm, paste it up, resize the arm. I don't really like the size of that. It looks like a little too small. Make it a little bit bigger, that's good. We're gonna pull it over to our gun, and we'll just put it here. And we'll take it, we'll rotate it up, because you're gonna hold the gun downwards towards your wrist, believe it or not. That's how that works. So we'll take it, we'll be fancy about it. So we'll duplicate this, and I'll pull it over here. But we'll take this one and we'll rotate it in. And we'll just drag it up and over to the handle there. Perfection. And we'll take this one. Also, we'll tilt it up, and we'll tilt it in. We'll just take it and drag it like so. If I can get it over to the gun model. Too close. That should do it. Perfect. But I'm going to bring it out. I don't like it touching the mag. A bit OCD about that. Yeah, that's about right. So we'll take our 2 unions here. We'll throw them in our AKM. They're good to go. And we'll just drop this into storage, and we'll create a module script. And we'll call our module script AKM module. So in here, I like to clean things up. I don't like the word module. So we'll just change that to data. Good. That's good to go. Fantastic. So we're going to add our first post into the data. So we'll do data.main equals cframe.new data.ads equals cframe.new. Those are good to go. We're going to use these. We'll reference them in a few. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to our starter player, and we're going to start our actual framework. So what we're going to do is we're going to completely close this out. I like to name everything I work on. So FPS tutorial And then we'll go over here, 2 slots. I like to do 2 slots. People do 1. I don't. Up to preference. Do local player equals game.players.local player, and we'll do character, and we'll do game.players.local player character. Next, we're going to want the camera. Local camera equals workspace.current camera. That's good to go. And then we're going to use our services. So we're going to do local runs equals game get service, and we're going to do run service. Local UIS equals game get service user input service. Those are good to go. So now we're going to start working on our first values. So we'll do local aiming equals false. Local, I think low aiming is fine. Oh, we'll do lean state. We'll make it 0. And we'll do local main equals cframe.new as a blank value, and then we'll do local guns. We'll make a table here so we can reference it later, and then we'll make our first entry into the table AKM. Perfection. Then we'll call for the gun itself. We'll make our first gun. So we'll do local.current gun equals, and then we'll do actually the lazy way of doing it. We'll do guns. Then we'll call for the first value in the table, which is AKM. We'll do guns 1. Local gun model equals. Oh, we need another value up here. This is just to save time. Local can't type. Local storage is game.replicated storage. We needed that so I can reference it quickly, and I don't want to type the whole thing out. We'll do storage, find first child, then we're going to want gun, and then we're going to want to clone that because we don't want to give everybody the same gun because it doesn't work that way. Once that gun's out of replicated storage, it's gone. So local data, we're going to do data is require, and then we're going to, since require, it's asking for the data inside of our module script over there. We're going to do, I'll just copy and paste this whole thing again, but that won't work. So we're going to have to put 2 dots, which separates a line, and then we'll add some text, and we're just going to type the word module. That way, you can't reference the gun in the module because the script will freak out and it won't work. So now let's make a small function to make our gun. So for I, parts in pairs, and then we're going to do gun model, get children, do. That's okay. So to save time and headache, we're going to go into this, and we're going to do gun model dot anchored equals true. Copy paste that because I don't want to type the whole thing again. Change this to can collide, so that way these two can collide. Paste this in again. We'll change these to parts, and we're going to change this to parts. So everything's anchored and cannot move at all. This is to help the weld process, and we'll do local gun weld. We'll add a new weld to hold every part inside the gun together. We'll do instance new, and then we're just going to create a weld. But we're going to make the parent parts, because if we make everything in the gun part, all the welds go into the gun part, and it's just messy. Okay, we can't have that because I'd break the script. So we're going to do gun weld dot part 0 equals gun model. And gun model is in fact a part, not a model, because if we made it a model, I couldn't reference it like this. So gun weld part 1 equals parts. Easy as that. So then we'll reference another value from the gun weld. So gun weld dot C1, and we'll do equals parts dot C-frame inverse. See, I do C-frame inverse because it holds all the parts together because we're about to weld them to our gun model, and our gun model is going to stay in the same place, but the parts are going to stay in a different place. And if I didn't put the inverse, it'll all just smash together like a black hole. So let's change this to gun model dot C-frame. Easy as pie. And then from there, we'll copy paste our top version of the script of the function, paste it in, and everything below it can be false. So let's copy paste these, make them all false. Done and done. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set the gun model dot parent equals camera. So that's good to go. So now we're going to make the key press. Sorry, I had a brain fart. We'll do input begin, connect, function, because we're going to make a function every time we press the key. So we're going to take this input, and then I'm typing as I'm talking. That's not right. Process, and then what we're going to do is said if not process, then, because if we were typing, we would rather not have the key press go on. Say you were typing to somebody and you accidentally team killed them by melee or click, because you can use click or buttons on here. So what we're going to do, that's not what I wanted to do. We're going to tab over and we're going to do if input dot keycode equals enum keycode dot q, then, and we'll do lean state. We'll make it 1, because lean state's a value that I want to multiply different times, several times. Paste these in, and we'll change this to e. Make lean state 2. So we'll copy and paste this whole script, or this whole function, paste it below, and then I'll make this ended. So now it's ended, we're going to change this to 0, and we're going to want this to be 0. So in here, we're going to make ADS as well. So if input dot user input state, no, type, not state, sorry, equals enum user input type dot mouse button 2, then we're going to make aiming equal true. Cannot type. We're going to do the exact same thing down here, copy and paste that on in there, and we'll take this and we'll make it false. Because when we pick up our mouse, we're going to want to stop aiming. Perfect. So now we're going to call onto a runs function, and we'll do render step, connect, and function. So what this does is it runs the function 60 times per second, which means every 60 frames this function will run. And then we'll do main equals main lerp, not capital lerp, lowercase lerp. And we'll do cframe.new and 0.1. Sorry, we're going to want those because we want that to refresh every time we use it. And I don't want main to... see, if I use main the way I was going to use main would continuously do a circle. But if we set it to 0 every time it resets, it's like a spring. So we'll do gunModel.cFrame, since gunModel is a part and not a model. And we'll do equals camera cFrame times main. Cool, that's good to go. And since main equals 0, we'll add some parameters and some stuff down here. So if aiming, then we'll do, I'll just copy and paste this, make it easier on me. Paste that on in, and then we'll do else. So if you're not aiming, it'll do another thing. So we'll copy and paste this again. And since we made our module script earlier, we're going to go to data, and then we'll do ADS. And then down here, we're going to go to data.main. Since these are already a thing, they're already here, so let's set them to 0, 0, 0. And then we'll change, I'm going to do main a little bit different. We'll do 0.4, and then negative 0.2. And then ADS would make 0, 0, and then we'll probably just change it to 1, just to see it'll zoom in more. Those are good to go. So here we go. If lean state equals 1, then so what's going to happen is it's going to do that. And since main is like, oh, it's the Swiss Army knife of the entire function. So we'll do main, and then we'll multiply, then we'll do cFrame.angles 0, 0, comma, and then we'll do math.rad. So it gets the actual rotation of what the number I put in here. And I think I'm going to do 10. 10 will work. We'll copy paste this entire function again. Make that 2. And we'll make this one a negative 10. So what should happen is the gun should appear. We should be able to aim it. And we should be able to lean with it. Unless I broke something. It needs a little fixed. So let's change some things. We'll make this negative, and we'll go back down here, and we'll make that the negative. And I think I'm going to pop this to about 30, because that lean was very insignificant. Good to go. And then we'll go back into our module script, since that was too far zoomed, and we'll do 2. Actually, we'll make ADS 2. Let's try 3. I don't know if 3 will be too far or not. These numbers you can tweak and do whatever you want with, because that's how you're going to place your weapon. And 3 seems about right. ADS is fine, but let's zoom it in just a little bit more. So let's change this to 4, change this to 4. Yeah, that's about right. And it doesn't touch the floor, so we're good. That's correct. I didn't try the leans out. Let's try the leans. They should theoretically work fine. And since it's multiplied by main, when you lean, you can aim down sights with it, and it does not change a thing. It's good to go. So what's going to happen now is we're going to take camera and we're going to multiply it over. So if lean stays that, then we'll do camera.cframe equals camera.cframe. Then we'll lerp camera.cframe. We'll do camera. Okay, that's a pasting entire function. My bad. We'll paste this on in here, just like this, and we'll do cframe.angles, and we'll do the exact same thing. But the rad can be a little bit different. I'm going to try 5. We'll do 0.1 there as well, and we'll paste this here. And I do believe these negatives do affect the same way. Yep, the camera is leaning with the character and the gun. So let's just adjust the camera to go left or right. So we're going to make this 2, and I think I will make this one. Oh, that's incorrect. We don't want to do that. That messes with a lot of the function. We don't want to do that. We do 0, and I think we're going to multiply this by another value. So we'll do cframe.new, and then we'll make this one 2, 0, 0. And we're going to want these exact things again, paste them right back in here, and I think I'm going to make this one negative, and if it's not right, we'll swap it around. It was not right, so I have to fix it again. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this negative, and we're going to swap it around. Okay, so let's do a different thing here. Let's try to make this a little bit smoother. So instead of main, we'll do local, and then we'll do camera main. cframe.new. Good to go. And we'll just can we not do that, please? There we go. Change that to cframe.new. Put that there. So that should theoretically make me a smooth camera. Let's try that again, because I want the camera to shift left and right cleanly. That did not work. Yep, I know what I did wrong. Here we go. That should fix our problem, and we should have a smoother camera now. I don't recommend doing that. I broke it. So we'll just remove this, and we will remove that. That should fix it. If it doesn't fix it, then I'm wrong. Which is okay, because everybody's wrong every once in a while. Yep, that worked fine. So what we're going to do is we're just going to adjust those values so they match fine. So we'll match up the camera. So we'll do main times cframe.new, and we'll do 2, 0, 0, just like that. Do the exact same down here, and right here, and I think we'll make that a negative 2, and if that messes up, we'll just swap the 2. Theoretically, that should just keep up. If not, we'll have to readjust those numbers. It's not a big deal. Yep, it's the exact opposite, so I was wrong. So let's swap these two. We'll make that a negative. Yep, that's fine. You can tweak it, make it look better. Gorgeous. You can readjust the sights and stuff on that. I'm not going to do that. That's not my problem. But here's a complete tutorial on how to make a leaning framework with ADS. It's all smooth, lerp, and beautifully crafted. I'm going to leave a paste bin in the description. Thank you for watching.